dots down there on the bottom looking pretty sharp. See if that's going to get in the way, or if talking is going to get in the way of my painting. We'll see that too. We'll check that out too. We'll take a look. Hi, how you doing?
How you doing? My name's Brian. I'm looking for somebody that will let me charge my phone while I'm down at the beach for a couple hours. And I'll pay you like $5 if you can do it for me. If you hold on to it. Will you be here for very long?
I will be here. I'll be here for another 4 hours.
Can I give you $5 to charge it for while I'm down at the beach? I'm just gonna go fly my kite.
All right. Okay. I don't want this video to get in the way of my progress here on the painting, but I'm not gonna let it. I'm gonna keep painting. I'm gonna fill this area in here. Hello. Hi. You wanna buy some stickers? You can look in our shop, look around if you want. Hi. Hi. This is me and my wife's shop. Welcome. Are you from another country?
France.
Oh, bonjour. Bonjour. How you?
Beautiful.
Thank you. Enjoy San Diego.
Thank you.
Bonjour. Well, I need to exercise again. I'm getting a heavy body. Well, you just get to be a fly on the wall. I mean, I'm not going to be too, I don't mind you sitting there. I don't know if I'm going to be much of a conversationalist, but I mean, you're welcome to watch. You're welcome to stay here and watch. I can't guarantee I'll be a great host, but you're more than welcome to hang around. And if you have any questions or anything, I mean, can't guarantee I'll answer very quickly, or if I'll even give you a good answer, or but I don't mind you being here for now. I mean, we'll see how I feel painting, and if it gets to be a bit of a distraction, well, I mean, you won't be offended if I ask you to leave, right? I think it helps a little bit. It can help a little bit in a way to have this video going, because it kind of forced me to stay in it, keep doing things, even though I don't want it to affect me. In a way, it does. And one of that ways is it makes me want to put on a little show, and even if I'm trying not to think like that. And as far as that goes, it keep me moving, keep me painting, putting down paint. Because that's one of the main things about painting, is you just got to put some paint on the canvas, and if you do that enough, eventually the whole canvas is covered, and that's better than having a blank canvas. Name's Aaron Philby. Been playing chess with my brother online, which is a lot of fun, particularly because I won 2 of the games. We did 2 out of 3, or we did not 2 out of, yeah. He just set up 3 games with chess.com, and my brother's good at chess. Back in the day, he was good back then, better than me. And but then after Queen's Gambit and after building our chessboard, I started playing a little chess myself, and I watched a few YouTube videos and felt like I might be able to hold my own against Jonathan. And then I talked with him and asked if he still plays chess, and he says he just got through a few months of just totally being on a chess kick and playing thousands of games. I don't know how many, on chess.com. And so that makes me feel like, well, he must be really good now. So it was a little intimidating to play him. All you can do is make one move at a time, and we had a long time limit. And I was very pleased when I found myself in a good position against him. And it wasn't from any videos or any tricks. It was just looking at each move and being really careful. And lo and behold, one of the games started to turn around in my favor. First, he brought his queen, he had his queen down there, I don't know what other minor pieces, hassling me a little bit. And I was real careful, and I ended up sending his queen out of there, defending the little spot. And then he had his queen back on the other side of the board. And after that, I started putting the crunch on him, started putting the smush on him, and just continually strengthening my position carefully. And his queen was in a spot where she didn't have anywhere she could move without getting taken. Pretty much. And then what I did was, that was when I was really careful. That was when I was like, oh, I have an advantage in the game right now. I'm ahead in a way, you know. Even though I wasn't ahead with pieces, I was ahead because of my position. And then what did I do? My queen was in a spot where she could get taken right away by his rook, but I threatened his queen also. If he took my queen, I'd take his queen, and I'd still have a pretty decent position. But what I did, I pinned his queen up against his king with a bishop. So his queen was trapped. And then what happened? I don't recall exactly, but one thing led to another, and he ended up sending his queen down to take my rook at the bottom. Long story short, I checkmated him with a pawn, and it was actually a double check. With a pawn and a rook, a double check. And if it hadn't been a double check, it wouldn't have been a checkmate. And the other game, the game we finished last, he beat me. Yeah, I kind of lost it in the middle, and then I lost, and then I didn't continue really. I mean, I tried to be careful, but then eventually it just all fell apart, and I just accidentally lost something stupid. Like, I think I lost my rook for no reason or something. And that was the last game we played. But I told you I beat him 2 out of 3. So what was the other game? The other game could have went either way. I felt like he had a bit of an advantage in that one. He was a bit ahead. It was close though. Still could have went either way. It was close. But then I saw a checkmate opportunity. I saw a checkmate opportunity with my knight. It was up in the top right corner, his left. But my knight was in a position to take a pawn, and then the king couldn't. I don't remember exactly, but it was almost a checkmate, and it looked like a checkmate at first. But then I looked at it, and I was about to do it, but then I saw, his queen is right there though. His queen is right there, and she can slide right over and take my knight, which is the thing that's putting him in check. So it wouldn't have been a checkmate. But he had just, before that, he had just moved his rook over and put my queen in jeopardy. So then I decided, if I can get him to move his queen down one file or row or whatever, if I can get him to move his queen out of that space where she can take my knight, then it'll be checkmate. So what did I do? I decided I would move away from the rook in such a way to make myself available so that his queen could take my queen, and for free, without losing his queen. All I had to do was move my queen over one space. I was waiting to see if he took the bait. Because if he took the bait, if he took my queen, then I would be able to checkmate him. He took my queen, so then I checkmated him. Mwahahaha. And then the most recent game we played, yeah, he started out, and then it was just a few moves in, and then I searched YouTube for what to do when they open with their pawn on whatever space it was. I found this video that said trap, so I followed it step by step. The video made it look like it's foolproof, like it's gonna work no matter what they do. Like there's a way to maintain your lead no matter what they do, not just if they do novice beginner moves. But it wasn't until I was well into the process of, you don't say what to do if they put their pawn on blah blah blah, right? And there was a bunch of likes on that comment, so yeah, he beat me that game real quick. Painting time, painting. If there's ever, you know, these cooking shows or these contest shows, or it's like a turtle race or something silly like that, and then they have all the different people competing, and then they show who wins. If there's ever a show where it's a paint-off, a painting show, like painting contest, and all of the people have to make a name, like a painter name, like their cool painter competitor name, and sometimes it's a pun on that has to do with painting. My competitor name is gonna be Peyton Manning. Mark my words. I gotta go to the potty. Oh, somebody's in there now. I gotta go potty. I drew a couple of the guys that work around here, just for fun. But that's the most fun, just being able to take your time. Like I drew it out and then Peyton Manning. Doom, 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 doom. What? Doom, 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 doom. Peyton Manning. I got to keep moving. I got to keep moving. Oh, bathroom's open. He was in there for a while though, so he's probably gonna smell like poo-poo. So I'm not gonna go quite yet. I want it to smell like poo-poo. I'm gonna get a Subway sandwich today from Nico's here in Ocean Beach. Did I say Subway sandwich? I'm gonna get a burrito. It's called a burrito for Mike. Cause there's a guy here that works at the thrift store, and he's vegan, and I always see him with burrito, and I ask him, hey Mike, what's the burrito you get from Nico's? What's that burrito you get? He says, it's a vegetarian burrito with, there's details, and he says, just ask for a burrito for Mike. So then I go in there, and I say, a burrito for Mike, please. And he said, Mike, across the street? Yeah. So then I think I can just go in there every time I want that burrito and say burrito for Mike. But then now every time I go in there, he seems confused. He's like, oh, I think he thinks I'm picking up a burrito. So he's looking, oh, nothing here for Mike. I'm ordering a burrito. Maybe I'll just find out what's in the burrito. Maybe that'll be easier. And see what's going to be best for that, how we can proceed forward in that scenario. Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? So there's a rap group called Tribe Called Quest. So if they're called Quest, then why don't they just call them Quest? Wouldn't that be the name of the group? Did they have to come up with a name? But before they even came up with a name, people were just calling them Quest. That's my quest. Hello. People walking by. Hope they come in, and it's usually got a little music playing in here, so I hope you don't think this is the most quiet shop in the world. Usually we have a little music playing in the background. It's not the multiply shop anymore. It can be very lively. You've got lively music in here. Or lo-fi. Alright, here's my other joke. So, let me know what you think of this. This is gonna be, if I ever do stand up, this is gonna be one of my jokes. So you know, hey, you guys in the audience, you guys like to go to concerts? Let's hear it. Let's see a show of hands. Who likes to go to a concert? Or let's get a round of applause if you guys like concerts. Who doesn't like concerts? And I say, well, here's what I notice about concerts. People always don't just go to the concert just themselves and their friends. People always tend to bring things to concerts. For instance, I went to a Steely Dan concert, and everybody brought beer. And then I went to a Snoop Doggy Dogg concert, and there was a funny smell in the air. Everybody brought marijuana to this concert. And then I went to a lo-fi concert, and wouldn't you know it, everybody brought their homework. How do you like that? That's my joke. That's one of my jokes. Oh, here I'll tell one more joke. This is one Chris Chua gives me a little hard time about. So nowadays, people like it used to be back in like the days of McDonald's. It was the big companies that understood that what you name your product and how you show your product and all that stuff is very important to the success of that product. For instance, nowadays it's common knowledge, and people will, for instance, when they have to come up with like a screen name or like their Instagram page, it'll be like positive vibes, positive vibes forever or something, instead of in the old days where you just say like, you know, booger face 69 or something, just to be goofy. Like people will try to put a positive spin on it because they understand the power of words and the power of how you package what you have to offer. The way you frame your product is going to give you momentum and help you along, or the opposite. But it's very important how you name your product and what that name says about what you want your product to be and to do, and to its relationship to the world, how it's going to, what it's going to be for people, what it is really deep down, not just on the surface level. Like McDonald's, it doesn't just want to show that it's a burger. McDonald's has a very friendly feel to it, kind of a playful, because you think about like old McDonald had a farm, it's for kids, you know. That's what the main message McDonald's says, is that it's for kids, because that song Old MacDonald Had a Farm, that's a kid's song. Ray Kroc owns McDonald's. He didn't name his company Kroc or Crocs, although he would have become very successful if he invented Crocs. But Crocs and burgers. Ray Kroc's Flip Flops and Burgers. But he named his company McDonald's, and whatever reasons they might give for that, ultimately we can look at it and say that McDonald's is a friendly thing for kids, primarily. So it's very important what you name your product. They didn't understand that back in Mesopotamia. Okay. This part here needs to dry so I can put a layer over that. It keeps being translucent. All right, this has been real, folks.